I am very excited to answer this question. I feel like I have a little bit of a unique experience with this question as I have been at a school for a few years under two different principals. One that definitely my current principal definitely I can is very active in prioritizing this aspect of being a school leader. um, I can see the difference in changes in our school environment, in our school culture. I would say, even physically, like the physical aspect of our school, having families represented on walls, having languages represented on walls, having more parents involved, more family events in the school, just more parent presence and involvement and say in the school compared to the previous years. I could see how that was definitely of a negative impact in our school culture, as even something as like front office staffing. Parents weren't as open and willing to be coming up to the school for different issues. You know, it was harder to get a hold of parents. It was harder to have parents feel like they can have a say really in decisions being made in the school. Something as simple as, you know, having them participate for a multicultural night. We went from something being an environment that was very passive, you know, some parents would show up and kind of sit and listen, versus now where there are more active participants in, you know, having a table set up for multicultural night and showing and giving them value for what they do bring to the table. And to the school environment. So that has been a very positive change that I have seen in my school, and I can definitely see the differences in how it could negatively affect a school culture or environment. With that experience, I was able to take ideas and take different strategies that I would implement in my own development of school culture in the future. I would say that my current principal, came in wanting to know and wanting to hear in a very genuine manner. She sent out various surveys, not only to us as staff, but to parents, in which she wanted to know what they expected of her, what they expected of the school, what they wanted it to look like, what they wanted it to feel like. And I would say that she did that continuously, and that was very like intriguing to me. Like, it wasn't just a I'm new, here's my survey. Like, she was very constantly wanting to know what worked, what didn't work, what could we do better next time. And like I said, not only to staff, but definitely to parents and families. I also love and would implement the fact that she is very intentional. I would say very intentionally present as well, whether that be walking around during car pickup line, whether that be creating events where she has the opportunity to hear from them, to develop relationships, in order to be able to truly implement the things and hear the things that families and parents and stakeholders are wanting for our school and for our community. I also really was able to connect it to one of the videos that we watched, the principal story, in which the first principal, I believe her name was Terry, she had a very genuine relationship with the kids. I mean, in the video, you could see her jumping rope. You can see her, you know, being very enduring, like having names with the kid. Like, she was just very genuine in her relationships. And I think that that is very, very important, as parents see that, as family sees that, as, you know, it's just a very important way to lead yourself and to be the first, as the leader of the school, to be the one that's definitely modeling that behavior. The other principal in the same video, the principal story, she described her first years as the principal being one in where she was on those families' porches, and, you know, it really took one family at a time to make that environment happen for her school. So that was also, I think, very inspiring and a very great way to do things. I would say that all of these strategies and all of these different examples directly align to domain 1, competency 1 and 2, in which it states that it states our priority that we should have as the principal to have a shared vision of expectations and to create that culture for our school and ultimately for the best benefit of our students. Principal Standard 4, it says something similar, in which we are responsible for establishing and implementing the high expectations for our staff and students. Again, I think the most important part is leading that and modeling that genuinely for everybody around, as it truly is inspiring to the staff that we lead, and the students do truly notice those things, and they need it to be successful and show growth in learning. Thank you.